Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started with today's video, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and if you will please hit the subscribe button down below, like this video for more videos like this in the future. Today what I'm going to be doing is like a first impressions slash full face using Wet n Wild makeup. I just got some new stuff in today that I've been wanting to try out, and actually one I didn't even know that they had, which is the Mega Glow makeup stick for contouring. So I just picked that up at my local Walmart, and I figured I would give it a try. So if you were interested in watching a video like that, just keep watching. Okay, so I didn't get like a Wet n Wild primer or anything, so I guess it's not technically full face, but for the most part. So I'm just not gonna prime, that way I can just test this foundation out, you know, on my natural skin with nothing underneath it. If you haven't heard, I got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation here. I got it in the shade Nude Ivory. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this. It claims that it's Goodbye Photo Flashback, so it helps eliminate white particle reflection. See, I thought the powder was what made the flashback, not the foundation, so that's just a little different. But we are going to give this a try. So the wand is a little different, the bottle's a little different. It comes with, woo! Watch me spill it all. It comes with like this little spatula, which is kind of neat. I mean, you don't have to worry about putting it on your hand. You can just dab it on. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in. I'm not sure if this is meant to be full coverage or what? It doesn't say. We're gonna find out, I guess. And I'm pretty sure this is close to my color. This is the lightest shade they had, so let's hope so, or there's no hope for me using this foundation. Alright, so I got it on my face. I'm gonna use my normal brush, which is the Morphe Y6, and I'm just gonna blend it in. It has a slight smell. I'm not sure what that is. It's not horrible. It seems to be blending out nicely, and this color seems to be a pretty good match. It does seem to take a little bit more time to blend out, so I guess it doesn't blend out as easy as like the Fit Me Matte and Poreless or the Dream Mousse, but it's not too bad. I would say that for the most part, this is pretty full coverage. I mean, I have quite a few acne spots going on right here. Now over here, it didn't necessarily cover those very well, but I guess I could probably add just a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The smell is a little annoying. I don't like to have anything that smells when I put on my face, and I can still smell it, so I'm hoping it fades. Okay, and so I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a fair chance and just do it exactly how I would any other foundation, and I'm gonna set it with a powder. And I'm just gonna use my Coty Airspun for this. And I'm just gonna brush it all the way around my face. It definitely has a very pretty finish. It's matte for sure, which I like because I have oily skin, and if I use anything that's not matte, by the end of the day my face looks like an oil slick, so we don't like that. And I didn't have any, I didn't get any Wet n Wild concealer either, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my normal stuff. I wasn't thinking about everything, I guess, when I was wanting to do a full face. So I'm just going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And this is their lightest shade, I'm not sure. Fair. Fair Claire is what it's called. Or I think Claire is like another word for fair. Yeah. Must be. This is a really good concealer if you haven't tried it. I know I've mentioned that in my previous videos, but I really like this, and it was really cheap, and it has lasted a while. Surprisingly, it lasts a lot longer than I expected. I'm just going to use my Real Techniques sponge. I could never say that. Real Techniques. If I'm like really talking fast, it just don't come out right. I actually really like the finish of this. This may be even matter than the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. And I bet if I put I can really see my pores right now.
Open it. I can open it.
Okay, let me have it. Don't throw it at me. Sorry, Eliana had a toy stuck that she couldn't get out. She threw it at me. That's one way to get something done. But what I was saying is I can see my pores quite a bit right now, but I also know I didn't put a primer down, so I feel like if I was to put a pore smoothing primer down, that it would probably, you know, lay on top of that and not show my pores as much. So now I'm going to go in and try this Mega Glow Makeup Stick Contour, which it looks like this here. This one is in the shade Oaks on You. That's clever. There was 2 shades. This was the lightest one, so I figured I should probably go with this. I almost went with the darker shade, but I was a little afraid it was going to be a little orange. I'm hoping that this one isn't very orange. And we'll see. I don't use a lot of cream contour normally. Oh, it's definitely creamy, that's for sure. Ooh, we're going to go in on this. Total first impressions, y'all. I've never used this. I didn't even know they had this. It had a new sticker on the thing, so I'm assuming it was new. Okay, I'm going to blend it out with my Crown BoxyCharm brush. I got it in my BoxyCharm. I really like this for contour, cream contour. I use it for foundation every once in a while also. So it doesn't blend out very easily. I mean, I guess it is blending out. I don't think this is the proper color for my skin tone. Yeah, it's definitely orange on me. But we're gonna go with it. We might look like an Oompa Loompa, but we're gonna go with it. It's definitely orange for sure. I don't know, it doesn't look that orange in the bottle itself, but it is orange. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a miss for me for sure, because I won't be using it again. I'm just going to go in. I have this Wet n Wild contouring palette here. I'm just going to go over top of that with this color just a little bit, just to hopefully make it a little less orange. Heck, this might make it worse. If you want a cheap, good contour, this is a good one. This one is in the shade Dulce de Leche. It's very pretty. I'm very light skinned and this works nicely for me. Well, I feel like it looks a little bit better. I still look like an Oompa Loompa. Oh well, we're just testing it. Okay, so I still look super orange, but I'm just gonna go on with the video, complete this look out, and be done. So I have this palette from Wet n Wild. Eliana has kind of gotten into it some, so there's a little bit of damage done. This is the All Natural palette from Wet n Wild. I think this is in the shade Nude Awakening. It has some very pretty colors, some nice mattes, shimmers. I'm going to go ahead and get started and do... There's no names on these colors, they're just numbered 1 through 10. So I'm going to start with the shade 1 here as my transition shade and just lay a nice little base down on my lid. Then I'm going to go in with shade 6, which is this matte, I would say it's just a light brown color, and I'm just going to do that right over top of that lid there. And I'm using the Sigma E35 blending brush. And I'm just going to build that up on my crease just to give a little definition there. It's a very pretty matte shade right there. And these are actually very pigmented. They're working really well. And they're cheap, so you know, you can't complain there. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this Mirabella eye blender, and I'm going to go in with the shade 7, which is that plum shade there. And I'm just going to keep that right in the crease, the corner. So this shade appears a little darker on the lid than it looks in the pan, but it's still pretty. It does have some fallout, which, I'm also using a pretty fluffy brush right now to do this. So I feel like I can't blame it. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush here and just blend it a little bit at the top. Now I'm just going to get a more precise brush here. This is one of those Zoevas in that same color, and just kind of touch up the sides here. I can't get over how orange my face looks right now because of that contour. Okay, so that looks nice. Now I'm going to add a little shimmer to it. I'm going to start with the shade 5, which is this pinky shade that's got some fingernails in it. Wow, that picked up so much product. Oh, but also one tap knocked it all off. Huh. Okay, so I'm just going to put that on the center. And then I'm going to take the shade 4, which is like the coppery shade there, and put that right beside it. Not all the way in the inner corner, but right before it. I'm just going to take a small brush and go in with shade 2, which is just a real shimmery shade there. Almost like a highlight, and highlight that inner corner there. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and just wipe away that fallout. And then this is just a clean brush. I'm going to go back over from where I put those 3 shades in and just blend all of them together in the crease there. I'm going to throw on some Wet n Wild blush. This one is in the shade Pearlescent Pink. And I've actually used this one. I've had this one. So this one isn't first impressions, so I can tell you that I love it. It is so pretty. And as you can see, it's very pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, I thought I had some Wet n Wild mascara, but I don't. So I'm just going to use my L'Oreal Voluminous, I can never say that, Voluminous Lash Paradise. And I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes. I also don't have a Wet n Wild eyeliner, so this is the Siete Wonderland liner. And I have some Wet n Wild highlighter here. This is the Mega Glow highlighting powder. This one is, I guess I tore off the color to this one, so I don't know what color it is. I do know that before they came out with a new set of colors, this was the lightest one. I feel like it's something Blossom, maybe. I'm just going to use my Morphe Y13 fan brush. I will say I'm not a huge fan of this. I think it's very pretty. It's just not light enough for me. I'm too fair for this shade. So I'd like to try out the new shades that they have, because I know they come out with some new shades. But it is a very pretty soft highlight, I guess. And to finish it up, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit. This is the shade Rebel Rose, and I'm also going to use some of the shade Nudie Patootie in the center. And these are very good, affordable matte lipsticks. I think they're less than $5. And they will stay on all day long for you. And then what I like to do is take the Nudie Patootie and just dab some in the center. And then blend it out. Just to get that pretty ombre lip. Okay, so that just about finishes up this look. I will say, so far, you know, this is my first time trying this, but so far I like the foundation here, the Photo Focus foundation. It has a great finish. I can't feel it on my skin. The only down about it was that scent that it has, which I can't smell it now, so it's okay. A miss for me with these products was the Wet n Wild contour stick. This, I mean, I look like an Oompa Loompa. Super orange on me, so that won't work for me. And the other products I had used before, but this eyeshadow palette, I think it was like $6. Very worth it if you want to stay on a budget. The colors are pretty. They blend out nicely. This blush is like one of my top blushes right now that I'm using, so I definitely would suggest using that. This one, like I said, is in the shade Pearlescent Pink. I have not tried their other shades, but this shade is really good. And then the highlighter here, like I said, it's very pretty. It's just not the right shade for me, but I do think I will try the other ones out. Let's see. Oh, this one here, what I used to try and correct my oranginess. This used to be my, as you can see because of the pan, my go-to contour color there. And then finally, I think that's all I used, was the liquid catsuits. These are great. They dry down. These are already dry. They don't transfer, as you can see. So I would definitely get those if you're also on a budget. So all of these products, nothing was over $6. The eyeshadow palette might have been like $6.50, $6.49, something like that. But other than that, everything else is below that. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you want to give some of those products a try, go for it. I definitely don't suggest this orange contour shade if you're fair skinned like me. Now, it may work for a darker skin, but it also didn't blend out that easily either, so it's not the best there. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like more videos like this, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!